He knows within 6 months whether he wants to give you a title. If you don't have one by then, he's already made his decision and he just hasn't told you yet. We're getting into that today, plus cheating as a deal breaker in your marriage, your 18-year-old coming home acting like your house is optional, and why being seen with certain men is a reputation risk, whether you are ready to hear it or not. Welcome to Convo and Co., the talk show where nobody just watches. I am Bella, and here's how this works. I drop the topic, we watch the clip together, I give you my honest take, and then I need yours in the comments. There is a question on the screen every single segment. Make sure you answer the question. This is a conversation, and I expect you to show up for it. Before we get into it, if you are not subscribed yet, I need you to fix that right now. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and send this to somebody who is going to have something to say. The show only gets bigger when you bring somebody with you. Today's topics are: your child is 18 and in college. Do they still live by your rules? Is cheating an automatic deal breaker in a marriage? Being seen with certain men is a reputation risk, and we're going to talk about that. He also knows within 6 months. Stop waiting past that. Okay, first topic of the day. So your child just turned 18, packed up, and went off to college. They come home for a break and suddenly they want to operate like they do when they're living on campus, staying out, sleeping at other people's houses, coming and going like your home is a hotel with a free breakfast. And the question I want to put on the table is, does 18 mean the rules change? Because there's a difference between respecting that your child is becoming an adult away at school and treating them like a child when they're home on break. We're going to watch this clip and then I'm going to give you my full take.
Send help. Parents, what are we doing with our 18-year-old children who come home from college and think they're grown? My son just told me that he is not staying here tonight, that he's staying at a friend's house. Long story medium, it's a girl. Can I say no? Can I lock him in his room? Can I tell him he can't go? What do?
Talks need to be had, right? So what I'm taking away from this particular clip, this boy mom, hashtag boy mom, is that she's really upset and uneasy because he's staying out to stay with a woman. And you saw how she was like, and it's a girl. He's staying with a girl, or whatever she said at the end, right? I don't quite remember. But I do know she had a little bit of ickiness when she said it. Now, let's talk about what this young man did. Not only was he honest about where he was staying, he was upfront about what was going to go on, and he communicated very well about what he was going to do and where he was staying. So kudos to the mom on that. And I think she is truly offended because she's like, oh, he's staying out so he can do certain things. Let's reel in, let's recognize, not reel in, let's recognize that this young man is also respecting her home, because clearly they had a talk about what he could and couldn't do, even at the age of 18, even being enrolled in college, as far as rules, boundaries that are set for her household. So I think she's missing the bigger picture, that she did an amazing job with this young man and is being overshadowed because he too has feelings. He too has emotions, desires, and needs and wants, and he's going to get that. Because whether you like it or not, hashtag boy mom, right? He's doing that at school. He's doing that at school. And I'm just proud. I don't even know the young man. I'm just proud that he was able to say, hey, this is what it is. This is where I'll be. Don't worry about me. And when you are a parent that doesn't allow that in your home, you have to be okay with your child not coming home. It's really just that simple. You have to be okay with your child respecting you and your home and you not being where they want to be. What are we even really talking about, right? So as I sit on my couch and I think in 2 years, I'm going to have a college freshman. Do I want her out and about in the streets, possibly in a hotel? Do I want her staying at other people's houses, right? Like what do you do in this situation when these kids come home on these breaks, 2 weeks at winter at winter 2 weeks during the winter break, and depending on the school, if they have that month of January off or whatever is going on, and until they go back to school, what do we do with our young adult children? There has to, and it's not for everybody, and I'm trying to get there, right, where we have the in-law suite where they have their own apartment, so your child is home, but that shit is over there. That's my ultimate goal. It's over there. You don't necessarily want your child having sex in your house, but do you allow them a safe space like an in-law suite, their own apartment? Or are they just out? And we see what happens when people are out, right? It gets tricky. It gets really tricky. So I'm doing everything in my power to create a safe environment for my child to come home to. You're not. I'm not aiming to be the fun house. Mm-mm. I'm aiming to be the safe space for my child's house. Yeah, yeah. But again, shout out to that young man for the open and honesty, and I think parents have to realize that you can't just snatch away all of the freedom that your child had 6 hours prior to them getting to your doorstep or wherever it is, 2 hours, 4 hours. You can't snatch that away. That's not fair. And you also have to realize that they are human. And it doesn't mean things have to go on in your house, but it does mean that we have to reassess living situations and rules as our children mature. Next up, cheating. The thing that ends some marriages immediately and somehow does not in others at all. And I want to have an honest conversation about why that is, because for some people it's a non negotiable. And for others, there's a whole list of factors that go into whether you stay or go. The question is not just whether cheating is wrong. We already know that. The question is whether it is always the end, or whether there are situations where people stay and it's not weakness, it's a decision. Watch this clip, and then I want to hear where you land on this topic.
So I was just sitting here in my thoughts, and I'm very much a leave if cheated on type of girly. Like I'm not gonna tolerate that. I don't tolerate that. But I was thinking if I was married, would I try to make it work if my husband cheated on me? And I don't know. I want to say no, but then I'm like, if I move on to the next man and date him or get married, I don't know too many men who haven't cheated. I don't know too many people who haven't cheated. I haven't cheated, but like I'm an anomaly. But yeah, like I don't know, because I'm like, why would I get with another cheater? Why not just stay with my cheater?
The age old question is like, I'm 42, so I've seen this conversation, I've seen this topic over and over and over and over again. Do you stay or do you go? And she had like two different situations. She was like, if I'm just in a regular relationship, I'm out of there, but if I'm married, I know all men cheat, so do I just stay with the cheater that I the most comfortable with? And it's like, yikes, right? This is what I propose that all women do moving forward. Prenup it. If we're supposed to be in a monogamous relationship, prenup it. If we are going to be in an open relationship, even then, prenup it. I've known people that had open relationships and one side was open and one side was not, and they were sneaking and geeking. And in that type of instance, prenup it. So, what is the prenup? The prenup ensures so many things. Let's take this back to roughly 2005 for me. My ex cheated on me. I stayed. Cheated on me with somebody else. He had a baby. I left. There are certain things that you're not going to do to the kid. And one is have a constant reminder in my face. So when I met him, he did have a child. He was a good father to that child. He was active in that baby's life. And what I knew, and I didn't expect any less with the second baby, that's why I had to go, is that he was going to be an active father in that baby's life as well. And that's a hard fucking stop, because there was one I was okay with. And now you two for two. And it ain't me. And at that point in my life, I didn't want kids. I don't even know how the fuck I got a baby right now, to be honest with you. But there that's that. What we're not going to do is play in people's faces. So I'm just really happy. And I say this all the time. I shout it from the top of every roof. I'm so happy that that incident didn't strip me from health. HIV negative. And so when people cheat, they play with your health. When people cheat in secrecy and in deviancy, they play with your health. That's not something that's absolutely not a hill I'm willing to die on, or want to die on, or want to contract, right? So that's why I said you prenup it. If we're supposed to be monogamous, that's what it is. If we're having something that's open and I'm supposed to meet your other little person, or you're supposed to meet my other little person, because that is a type of relationship, y'all. I need y'all to grow up and realize. And a lot of times y'all be like, oh, I don't saw, Jessica's husband with somebody else. You don't know what the fuck Jessica is allowing that man to do. Mind your business. You don't know the ins and outs of everybody's marital relationship and agreement. Mind your business, right? What is cheating like, to outsiders? So, in my opinion, again, to every girl in the world, get a prenup. We're going to have a clear understanding about what this union is supposed to be. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, or if you do X, Y, and Z, these are the consequences of going back on your word of what our union was supposed to be. Do you stay with a cheater if you're married to him? Is it worth it? These are conversations that are not being had, and people are scared to have. Is it worth? I'm leaving. And then where you gonna go? And then what you gonna do? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? You have to think about everything. So you don't just get married. And that's one of the things. Y'all are leaving because you're married broke losers. You can get another broke loser. Y'all love broke losers. To be honest. There's nothing that you can take from them. They got two pennies to rub together. That's it. That's why you're like, I'm gonna divorce them. When you have somebody, when you have yourself a millionaire, when you have somebody that's making high money, are you really going to leave because you're giving up a lifestyle? And if you say yes, that means you listen to me and you got a fucking prenup. That's really just what it is. At 22, I was staying. At 42, I'm going to have a prenup, and I'm going to go where I'm really loved. Because, again, you chose not to honor the union that we came up with, the terms that we came up with. You're not going to embarrass me in my life at this point. It's not going to happen. Respect the union, whatever that may be for us. Okay, this next one. We are talking about the man you are being seen with and what that does to how people see you. Now, before anyone gets in the comments trying to make this about something that it's not, this is about discernment. And understanding that who you are publicly associated with says something, whether you want it to or not. Not because you're responsible for who someone else is, but because your name is attached to where you show up and who you show up with. Watch this clip, and then we're going to have a conversation about reputation standards and why this is not about judgment, but it's about awareness.
Women with really high standards are rarely seen in public with men, because being seen in public with men is one of the most embarrassing things you can do as a woman with really high standards, especially if he's a bozo. It ruins your mystique. It's bad for the brand, and it's a real risk to your reputation. You have really high standards. You understand who you stand next to in public says something about you. And not every man deserves to be associated with your face or your name. Something to be taken seriously, and being seen with the wrong man can cost you more than just your time. For a woman with standards, it's just too high of a price to pay. If you've seen out in public with the wrong man, ask yourself, is he consistent in private? Does his behavior match his words when no one else is watching? Does he respect my standards and my boundaries, or has he already pushed past what I've clearly? Is this good for my reputation and my nervous system? Just because it's cute for Instagram doesn't mean it's safe, respectful, and aligned with who you say you are and who you want to.
I had to really think and say, am I going to use this clip? What is this clip really giving? And I feel like, dumb it down for some people. When you're seen with certain people, you are judged by who they are. If you're seen out in public with a man with a fat stomach that is balding, that you can clearly see is going to have some sort of erectile dysfunction because of all of the health issues you could see from the outside, is that somebody that you want to hold hands with and say, this motherfucker right here, this is mine? Is that what you want to say? Is that what you want to present yourself with? She's saying, when you go outside, step. Okay, so we got another one. He's cute, he's fine, but what does his collection look like? Let's go Drake and Future on him real quick. You know what I'm saying? What does the collection look like? Do we have 9s and 10s? Do we? Or do we got a whole bunch of 3s and you the first baddie? That makes a difference as well. These men are not taking care of themselves. Most of the time, the men that we're looking for, are taking care of themselves. There are a lot of men that are not taking care of themselves. And I know that is so redundant. I said the same thing over and over. We have to, I said it earlier this week, if they're fat, if they're bald, if their stomach is huge, I named all kinds of things. If their teeth are messed up, baby, you can get braces on layaway. You can have a payment plan for braces. You have to, the aesthetics matter. I don't care what anybody says. The way you look matters. The way you smell matters. The way you present yourself matters. It's easy to go for a walk. Matter of fact, since I'm talking so much shit, I'm gonna show y'all. Give me a couple weeks, I'm gonna slim down, and y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, because it really fucking matters. So I have to, even as I'm talking all of this shit, I gotta sit back and say, do they want to be seen with me too? But also, women bring value to your life the way you look. My Fenty Heat lip gloss is $26. So let's do this in girl math. $26. That means I have to have a job where I make more than $26 an hour, because if I don't, that means I have to work an hour to get one lip gloss. Does that make sense to you? Girl math, real quick. So double, triple, whatever you want to do to that $26, right? So now we have that. The men are not spending the money on basics that we're spending money on. Men will go outside and embarrass you with their little purse. Men will fuck anything. And because they'll do that, it is embarrassing to be outside with a man and you don't really know his outside for what? What do they always say? The girls are ordering the drinks and the guacamole and all of the stuff like they're drug dealers because we're getting money, baby. Because the women are doing the things to be the upper echelon, the uppers, sedity, high sedities. We don't need to be seen with certain men. Until he says it's exclusive. Did we watch? Are we listening to any of the other episodes? To Undiagnosed Baddie? Shameless plug? Are y'all paying attention to anything that I say? Until you are exclusive, you don't need to step out with any man. Go find you a speakeasy. Go somewhere on another part of town. Drive out the hour. Be seen somewhere else. They can court you, but not where you're going to be seen. Let them do the work. Drive out. Do something. You don't need to be seen with these niggas because they embarrassing. They be wearing like yellow jeans. They be wearing acid wash jeans. They be wearing all kind of stuff. Like, it don't be given, if we being honest. It don't. They not even lover boys to be seen with. Are they holding your hand? Are they acting like they in love? They not. If they not in love with you, you don't need to be seen with them. You don't know what some of these men be doing behind your back. Trade, DL, all the things. Yeah. Nah, we not rocking with the girls all summer. I'm with the girls all summer. Hide them. Hide the boys. Hide the boys. Hey. And our last topic, a hot topic, 6 months. That's the window. A man knows within 2 to 3 months, and absolutely no later than 6 months, whether he wants to make things exclusive with you. If you're 9 months, a year, 2 years in, and you still don't have a title, that's not him taking his time, honey. That is him having already made a decision and just not telling you what it is. We're going to watch this clip, and then I'm going to say everything I probably should have said sooner.
What I'm saying is it doesn't take longer than 6 months to know that you want to put a title on it. Not that you know if you want to keep dealing with the person. 2 to 3 weeks is plenty of time to know if you want to probably still see somebody again consistently. But anything longer than exclusively seeing somebody for 2 to 3 months and there's no title on it, then let's cut our losses and go about our separate ways.
And that was short and sweet. That was a reply to his original video, but this video made it was way shorter. He knows within 2 to 3 months, max 6 months. So what do we do at that point? What game are we playing? What are we doing? Exactly. So I remember dating someone and I was like, well, what are we doing? I'm ready to be a girlfriend. Am I going to be your girlfriend? They were like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready with that. I said, cool. Not a problem. I'm out. What you mean? What do you mean you're gone? I'm gone. This is what I want. This is what you don't want. It only makes sense for me to go about my business, right? What am I here for? What am I here for? Because you want to suck my energy. You want to drain my energy. You want to be in my space, but you don't want me. So what are we doing? This is not even a conversation that has a long topic. It's like the men literally tell us what it is. 2 to 3 months, 6 months max for an exclusive title. And within probably that next 6 months, they get in the ring. We have to listen and we have to pay attention. We have to, all the red flags that go up, everything that we ignore, we have to stop lying to ourselves. 2 to 3 months minimum, 6 months max, ladies. 6 months max. We're not going to play games with ourselves. We're not going to lie to ourselves. We're going to be on the same timeline that they're on. Simple. 2 to 3 months, 6 months max. Stop, drop, and roll the fuck up out of there. Okay? 2 to 3 months minimum, 6 months max. Reasons, seasons. Okay? No more than 2 seasons. No more than 2 seasons. Know your worth. Love y'all. And that's how we do it on Convo and Co. I gave you my take on every single topic, and now the floor is yours. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue with me if you want to. Just don't be quiet. Share this episode. Hit subscribe. Turn on your notifications and bring somebody back with you next Saturday. I'm BellaThaGawd, and I'll see you then.